What is up, internet? How are your faces? Happy Memorial Day from beautiful Iowa River, I think. I actually have no idea what this river is called. I think it's the Iowa River. I'm really not sure, actually, to be 100% honest. And here's the thing. This is a scorcher of a Memorial Day. It is so damn hot. It almost makes me want to, just casually jump in right now. I'm not gonna do that because one, that's really hot, and two, I have a friend that works in that waste facility, treatment thing right there, and so I know what's in there. And so that's gonna be a no from me. Instead, I'm heading to the mall right now to grab some dinner. Yes, dinner. I had a very, very lazy day today, continuing the trend. Today's gonna be the last day though, and I allowed myself today because, it's a national holiday and I'm still feeling kind of down from the past couple days. That being said, I will talk about all that in just a second. Hopefully you can hear me over the sound of rushing water and the occasional traffic. Head to the mall, gonna grab some dinner. We will talk more then. All right, made it to the mall, got some good old Chipotle. Yeah, I'm kind of exhausted right now because I walked all the way from my apartment here, as you can probably tell from the shoveled mess that I am. Wasn't planning on that. I thought the buses were going to be running, but then, when the app on my phone said that it was arriving, and then that the next bus wasn't coming for another 28 minutes, and no bus came in the interim, I had a feeling that maybe that probably wasn't going to happen. So ended up walking. Now I'm tired and hungry and thirsty, so I'm gonna just take a second and enjoy this. All right. So, let's just talk a little bit about the day so far, or whatever. And also, yes, I moved. I wanted a little bit more privacy. That way I could get down there. I know the structure show you didn't look busy, but there are a lot of people staying down there. And I sometimes feel weird talking to my phone like this in public. Yeah, so I know I gave myself an easy day, but I've kind of been considering some of my options. I'm already making some decisions. First off, the drum corps this summer situation or whatever, based on my gut reaction to not working with Coal Cadets, I've decided I'm not going to just casually take sitting this summer out or whatever. I'm going to make absolute sure that I've exhausted all teaching options before I throw in the towel. I'm not going to send any messages today because it's it's Memorial Day, so I'm sure everyone's busy celebrating and not even bothering checking their phones, so I want to save business stuff for tomorrow. But yeah, I'm going to message my friends at Spartans and 7th Regiment, seeing if there is any opportunity for me to jump in, even on just a volunteer basis or whatever. I don't need to be paid. I feel like I might have more luck with Spartans just because based on what I can see on their website, they only have one person that's an actual tech teaching position or whatever. I could be wrong. I haven't been heavily involved with the organization since 2012, so it's definitely been a while. I don't know how they run things. I don't know how all the different positions work, but if it's anything like other groups I've seen or whatever, then they really only have one tech, so might be able to go with them. If neither of those work out, I saw recently turns out WGI actually has a job posting section on their website or whatever, which didn't know about, but I saw on that Shadow is actually looking for a pit tech. That was a while ago. I'm not sure if they've filled that position, but who knows? Something's better than nothing. If that doesn't work, I think I briefly mentioned potentially working with the Seattle Cascades earlier. They were looking for someone to jump on tour. I'm friends with someone on their staff. He got me in contact with them. He put me in their radar. Haven't heard anything since. The last point of contact I got was that they might have figured it out, and so they don't need anyone. But if those first three options don't work, then I'll just hit them up again and be like, hey, are you sure you're good? If that doesn't work, I don't know. If I don't find anything by that point, I'm probably out of luck, but I'll keep looking. I'll keep trying to figure out something to do because, again, based on my gut reaction to learning I was going to be with Cole Cadets. I don't want to stop. I don't want to sit the summer out. I want to keep teaching. So that's that. Moving on, I've been thinking a little bit more about job stuff or whatever. I was still in talks with the Indiana school. The latest email they sent, to recap, this was the percussion specialist job that actually no longer exists because they like rearranged like funds or whatever. They were still offering a position as like a private lesson teacher or whatever for the high school and the middle schools. And I asked, I mean, I'd be interested in doing this, but I was really interested in full position, like working with marching band or whatever. Would I, at the very least, be able to keep doing that even on a volunteer basis? If I do a good enough like job, could the position be recreated? And the general answer was, like, the overall answer to that question was very, very, I guess ambivalent would be the word, like ambiguous, kind of non-committal. They basically, he said that I had the potential to work with the band, and that they want to try to recreate a position, but they just don't know what the board will go for. And I don't know if I feel comfortable moving to yet another place where I don't know anyone for something that's not really a sure bet. Like, if I took it, I would literally only be my only source of income unless I decide to, like, gig. Let me rephrase, I would gig, but I don't have any music connections there. I don't really know anyone in the area aside from one person who isn't really involved with that school district anymore. So it would essentially be like packing up and moving to Iowa all over again, only this time I wouldn't have a comfy like gig to fall back on or whatever. And I don't know if I want to do that. So I think I'm going to decline that, which kind of sucks. It's kind of painful because that position, when it existed for the marching band and percussion ensemble or whatever, it was my dream job. Like, literally, like, I couldn't have asked for something better, like, straight out of school. I don't know, it's just a shame that it doesn't exist anymore, and he literally can't offer me any assurance that it will exist again, or at least anytime soon. And it sucks because he was a good guy. He looked like he was going to be a very good boss, and it looked like he was going to be a very good school district to work with. But what can you do? Which kind of leads me to my next point. I'm still looking for jobs. I'm still applying for some. I'm going to finish that application to the school in Texas I mentioned. That's essentially an assistant band directorship or whatever. But I also kind of briefly considered where I'm at in my life. And needless to say, at that point is that I have virtually no money, no car, and I need to start paying back my student loans like this month. Yeah, I really don't know what my life looks like if I move anywhere by myself now that I have to do all of that as well. I could honestly barely afford the bare minimum expenses I had just now, and I wasn't paying student loans. I was able to, get them deferred because I was still in school. And even though I didn't have a car, I live in a college town with like a vibrant working bus system. If for no other reason than it's a college town, it needs it. Like, it has like a whole crap ton of kids living here that need to be able to get around or whatever. And the harsh reality is that, like, wherever I move, if I don't move to a college town, there's no guarantee that public transport even exists. So I'd have to find a way to get a car with the zero funds that I have. So yeah, thinking about all of that, there's a part of me that's beginning to strongly consider just going home for a year and living with either my parents or my aunt. She lives in Melrose, a suburb of Boston. She offered to let me stay with her for at least a year and just kind of get my bearings, like work work with my high school, because my old high school offered me a job, like literally the day they found out that I graduated. They sent me an email being like, hey, want to work here? I have that, potentially another gig back home lined up. So that'd be like 2 high school teching jobs. I still have my music connections in Boston, so I can gig regularly. And honestly, if I still had enough connections at a internship I had at a lab in Boston, it paid stupid well. The last time I worked for them, I was getting $13 an hour, and I was 19. So if I still have enough connections there, I could possibly hit them up, and I'd basically have a 9 to 5 job in the city that paid well, with several teaching gigs and the plenty of opportunities for performance gigs as well, and a chance to make money, get a car, financially stabilize myself a bit, and then apply for jobs and then try to find something. Because honestly, I know I want to go back for the DMA, so any position I get now is going to kind of be, just like a couple of years, like at the most or whatever. Unless I find something I really, really like, then we'll cross the bridge when we get to it. But that's the thing, like, because I know I want to go back for my DMA, I'm not even looking for jobs on like a long time basis or whatever. These are all places that are like short term, and there's plenty of time for me to get positions like that or whatever. I admittedly waited too long. I feel it's almost June. June is in like 3 days or whatever. Like, everyone's already hiring people. Like, I've seen plenty of schools with application processes that are already closed. So I think I might have just inadvertently waited too long in between like everything else that was happening in my life, and there are not a lot of options like left, or at least options that would require me to move far away with strangers and not a whole lot of stability to like my name. So it might be in my best interest to just go home for a bit. And honestly, I do miss home a bit. I didn't think that I would, but moving to Iowa, I don't know. Moving to Iowa has proven that I am definitely a New England kid. like through and through. And sure, I still want to travel. I still want to like live in other places, but the fact that I'm always excited to go home probably says more about where my priorities kind of lie, I guess. So I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm considering deciding or whatever. All of this I will start to act on tomorrow, because again, it's Memorial Day. It's a holiday, and anyone I could ask about all this is too busy celebrating and barbecuing and whatever. I am not doing any celebration stuff because I was lazy and didn't even like think to ask and see if anyone had anything going on. And honestly, I needed just one more day to just kind of be a potato or whatever, which I know sounds really, really blah, but it's kind of the truth. So whatever. So I'm gonna cut it now. That's kind of what my brain has been thinking. I'm gonna get some more like food, I guess, or whatever for later tonight, because Chipotle was the first thing I ate today, so I know I'm gonna be hungry again later. And then yeah, I'll check back in with you in a little bit. Alright, it is now stupid early in the morning. I didn't record any more from today because the last 2 videos that I took, well, actually really just the last video I took was really long, and I know YouTube really only allows like 15-minute uploads. Yeah, I'm sorry not much happened today. I'm sorry that it was kind of a boring Memorial Day video, but today was very much about just sitting down and trying to figure out my next few moves or whatever. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep on working, keep on, trying to get everything together. Thank you for slogging through this vlog. Starting tomorrow, I'm going to start getting proactive again. I'm going to start, being a person again. And that's a promise. I swear. Until next time, KZ.